welcome in the Spellbinders and Jeni Davenport product release. Today I'm going to create a mixed media layout. I'm starting with 12 by 12 watercolor paper sheet, and watercolor is very important because it will handle a lot of water and will add a lot of liquid. I am spraying my page with water first, and then I am randomly adding 3 colors of mists and diluting them with water so I can achieve this color spreading and mixing, very unique and looking great. I'm leaving my background to dry, and in the meantime I will be cutting some cutouts using new Jeni Davenport dies, and I'm using mermaid for each other die, and those will be those scales. I am also adding seashells and starfish and mermaid tail from Mertail set, and I will be also cutting sea flower dies, creating seaweeds. I am using watercolor paper once again because I will be creating colored dies by spraying my cutouts with mists. I am also using this fabulous Jeni Davenport Spellbinders die cutting machine. I love it because it's mint as my crafty space and it has mermaids all over. My background is dry. As you can see, it lost a lot of saturation because this is what happens when you use watercolors and mist that works like watercolors too. I am using a few cutouts from this scale pattern or wave pattern from Mermaid for Each Other die set, and I am spraying over it using one of the turquoise mists, creating additional dimension, I would say, for my background, and I will be using those elements on my page later too. And this is the moment where I am coloring my cutouts using mist. I am using this very pinkish ruby red color, I would say. I am also adding a little bit of gold spray and some purple one. And I am leaving my cutouts to dry. And as you can see, where while my cutouts are still wet and I'm working with watercolor paper, they makes very easy. And now off to create some embellishments. I love washi mermaid sheets from Jeni Davenport. There are 2 sets and I chose the mermaid ones. The other one is with the girls. And I'm not using washi tape in my projects a lot because, well, I like adding dimension, and it's not easy to add dimension to something as thin as a watercolor sheet. That's why I decided to glue it over white cardstock and fussy cut the elements, creating my own ephemera pieces. So this is one of the ideas you can use with those washi mermaid shades. You can also use them just like there are over the background, so it's up to you, whatever you like to use in your projects. I will be adding 3D foam squares beneath it to create more dimensional look of my page. I fussy cutted a lot of elements. This is the octopus lady mermaid. I am not sure how to call it. You should ask Jane what creature she was intending to create. As you can see, I also have some seaweeds, mermaids, because I have those very great pictures of my daughter taken underwater, and I wanted to scrap them for a while, but I didn't have any proper embellishments for this one, so this mermaid series is just perfect for my project. My background is dry and I can add my embellishments and my pictures. I started with gluing down some cardboard pieces under my photos because I like adding dimension on my projects. And now I am adding embellishments using 3D foam squares. Those are the ones I fussy cutted from the washi sheets. I will also add some dimension beneath them, adding 3D foam squares. I'm also looking for a place to include this mermaid tail because the pictures of my daughter looks like she could be a mermaid maybe, and she's so cute, and I decided she really needs some fairy tale embellishments around her. So I'm just playing with elements, trying to mix and match things. I have bigger and smaller elements, and I always think it's better to start with the bigger ones because it's much easier to fit the smaller pieces beneath the bigger ones. And as you can see, before I start gluing things down, I'm arranging them, and when I'm happy with how everything looks like, I start gluing things down, adding bits of glue here and there. I'm not covering the whole surface with the glue because I want things to, stand a little bit partially. That's why I don't add the glue all over. I'm just adding some glue spots because it looks more messy, more dimensional. And as you can see, my layout is already starting to look like kind of a finished page. It doesn't need much more of embellishing. I will add some bits and pieces like shells, and I think I will add one more starfish, sorry, I forgot the name in English. I really like this seahorse too. And I thought that the corner is a little bit empty, so I fussy cutted some more from the washi sheet, and I will be adding this mermaid. I will also add end of a fishtail, and I wanted to use this inscription from this washi sheet, but I don't want to glue it over the 3D foam squares. I want to kind of blend it into the background. That's why I decided to rip it off and glue it directly to my finished page. And I also thought it would be fun to cut out tiny circles out of the washi, creating kind of water bubbles, air bubbles in the water. I like to use some paper scraps, wash scraps, so I won't waste it. Well, I won't waste it because I will put it back into the packaging, and hoping I will use them in the future projects. And I'm gluing down the tiny circles that imitates the air bubbles in the water. And the off camera I did more of them because it's really not easy to unstick this protective sheet from beneath them and when they are so tiny. And I'm also adding a title. My title will be underwater, and I am using thickers that has this turquoise glitter, and I think it matches the mermaids perfectly and the water theme too. And after I have almost everything ready, I decided I need to highlight a little bit my water bubbles, and I am using mesmerizing sorry, smooth markers. It's such a hard word to pronounce when you're not English speaking person. I'm using some of the blue shades to highlight the bubbles a little bit. I'm using different colors, and my page is almost ready. All I need to do is to add a little bit of splatters using a green mist, not green, blue mist, and oh, this is the fishtail I was talking to you previously. I decided to add it into the corner because I thought it looks kind of empty. And I also found that I have a little bit of those scale waves, so I'm adding those to the project too, so I won't waste them. And this is my final step, splashing everything with blue mist. Don't forget to cover your picture because otherwise you can ruin it if you splash all over the face or eye or something like that. Here are the close-ups of my project. and I hope you felt inspired with my layout to use gorgeous Jeni Davenport and Spellbinders products to create your own layouts and maybe art journals, cards, whatever float your boat. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye!